Okay, so it defaults to no in this game, which is kind of weird to me. Because in Dance Wars 2, it defaults to yes every time. This is Max. We talked about Max the other day. He is a wiener. Got a little wiener. But he's a direct combat specialist. Just like Grit is a an indirect combat specialist. He's a direct combat specialist. He's also probably the most broken of all of the regular commanders that's not the final boss in this game. I believe, I'll have to look, but he gets some ridiculous bonuses to his direct combat units, and that would be everything that's not an infantry unit and is not an indirect gets a bonus. So flying units, direct dealing, submarine, cruisers, pretty much any air unit, because they're all direct dealers or direct damage dealers. They all get this bonus that he gives to all, like I said, all of his direct units. I'm not sure what I'm going to give him as voice. I'm just going to probably just read off his lines because I don't particularly care for him. Well, actually, I don't. I don't really care one way or another for him. A lot of people would probably give him like a rough guy, but sorry to keep you waiting. Who are you? I'm Max, the CEO in the Orange Star Army. This is a good sign right here when you're Andy. Again, Andy's the player character, supposed to be like a stand-in for the player character, but you haven't met one of your fellow commanding officers from the same nation that you're from. I was ordered to join you, and Chris, and here I am. A new CEO, huh? What's so special about you? You're right to the point. You're right to the point, don't you, pal? I'm the king of direct combat. You need someone to mix it up? I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. When I really get rolling, Max Force boosts my firepower even higher. Cool. That's cool. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Yeah. His indirects blow. They get one less range of damage, so his artillery are basically useless because they can only deal one damage, and they only really can, or not, they can do one damage. They only get one space where their range can hit, because their minimum range remains unchanged and their maximum range is -1. So they only get, I think it's 2 spaces, either directly above, below, left, right, or diagonal from where they're at. Hey Chris, it's time to choose a CEO for the next battle. This is kind of where the plot line would split. If you go north, you get Andy's mission. Not that really doesn't because if you take Andy's mission here, you'll be forced into a max only grit unit or grit battle. If you take Max here, I don't remember what happens, but I'm pretty sure you get something very similar in terms of the following ones. So like I said, I've done both of these. I don't particularly mind either direction. They're sort of similar. So Max is like easy mode in many cases. A lot of his missions are a lot easier, though. You tend to run, if you're just doing strictly Max after this point, you don't pick any other, mix it up with Andy or Sammy when she shows up here in a couple of missions. He does run into some fog of war missions that Andy doesn't seem to have to do. Andy has less fog of war missions if you follow just his path than if you follow Max's path. You tend to run more of the Fog of War missions that are mandatory. And then Sammy has the same number, if not more, Fog of War missions, but I don't know. Sammy's missions are supposed to be, I guess, the toughest. I don't know. Version. I mean, just the Fog of War is always, you know, if you know exactly where everything is, it's like, oh, okay, that's easy, that's simple, that's basic. But if you don't know where every unit is on the field, or you have a general idea of where approximately they're coming from, that's really the only, I guess, difficult part of Sammy or even Max's missions is these Fog of War missions. But let's just do Andy for right now. We'll take Andy's route, and then maybe later on I'll record a Max route. This level's called Max Strikes, even though Max is not the CEO commander. Cripes! I can't believe I have to be a nanny to this little kid. I'm not a little kid. I'm a CEO in the Red Star Army. Yeah. You showed him. Yes. I don't need a nanny. Whatever that is. Okay, Andy, again, Andy's an idiot. He doesn't know what a nanny is. Okay, well maybe, you know, Andy's not from, I don't know, the UK or something. Never heard of the word nanny. But in Advance Wars 2, he's a lot worse. He famously doesn't know what an airport is, which I just don't, I don't get it. I mean, I guess if you're an American, you got Advance Wars 1 on time, unlike the rest of the world because of 9/11, and you didn't get the dual pack where you had, you know, Advance Wars 1 and 2 bundled together. I could understand how you could go out and pick up Advance Wars 2 and never, you know, just do that. Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen sort of line, and just walk into blind and not know what an airport does. But oh, the lines, some of the lines are just the worst in Advance Wars 2, in terms of what Andy gets. He just gets like, he like gets like 20 or 30 IQ points taken off, and he does not have a very high number in terms of his, well, the way his dialogue comes off in this first game. Okay, little man, why don't you tell me how to use the base on the map? No problem. Use naval bases to deploy naval units in air. He knows how to do it in this game. He knows how to deploy units from an airport or from a dock in this game, but he somehow forgets over the course of one game. And it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating to watch him, whoever translated it, throw that line, "What's an airport?" Not bad. I'm surprised you know that much, fucker. But if a CEO doesn't have guts, you got nothing. Show me what you can do, kid. Alright, so fun fact, this is the mission in the advanced campaign where you just shoot out a ton of APCs and let the computer's hatred of the APCs allow you to ferry your units across to this base here. It's the same strategy in the regular campaign. It's just there's a lot less up here to deal with initially. So what you do is you move this guy either here or here. You just leave him there. I just like to move him out slightly outside the minimum range, just because, as you can see, the rockets can't hit this spot, but they can hit any other spot here. So by moving up, it helps to fill one of the blind spots that the rocket has. And the rest of these don't really matter. In terms of the advanced campaign, you usually want to drop a guy into your APC, and then one like that, so that you can use it to the fullest effectiveness, because I believe he leaves in the advanced campaign the medium tank behind, and it hurts if you get hit by it. So we're gonna do that, and so same thing with the advanced campaign. Can't be initially, submarine can initially be targeted by these battleships. So we're going to use it unsubmerged to take out this first one, which is going to give me some breathing room to move the lander up here. So I've already loaded up the lander, as you saw earlier, with a APC, an infantry, and then another infantry inside the APC. And I'm doing that tax thing again, where I don't remember. I'm talking, I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. There. And the rest of these units are pretty much worthless. I don't really need to do anything with them. But just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to build an artillery and then move it up here. So do damage and then do more damage. 2, 3. So if I was playing with Max, I would not be building this. We would just be building strictly tanks or other direct units. Because he's got... Ooh, well, no, I didn't pick Max, so I can't look it up. I could read his description there, so we're just going to end the turn. Ha ha ha! Behold! Gaze upon my beautiful army. Orange Star may match me in numbers, but I have so much more power. But you're not very well balanced. What if the enemy sends its subs under? You'll be stopped cold. Battleships at sea. Mid tanks on land. Is there anything more I need? No, nothing at all. Attack, attack, attack. Well, as long as you're happy, balls. Everybody moves up, including that medium tank, so I don't have to really worry about that too much, other than I want to take a look at these ranges. Let's see here, make sure there's no other big boy infantry or missile units I gotta worry about. Pretty sure I checked that right. No, I checked that wrong. I'm about to get blown up. Right. Doing great. Just great. So I'm going to be able to take damage from land units here by placing the submarine here, but ground units don't do a lot of damage to sea-bearing units, so I'm not super concerned about that right now. And another thing is, battleships they're a little overpriced, but they're also kind of broken insofar as they only have this one, I guess, plus sign worth of blind spot. You know, they only blind here, 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 and here. Whereas my other indirect units have, you know, well, rockets have 2 spaces of blind, and, you know, artillery has 1. But, you know, I mean, you're talking about more range on a battleship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the blind spot, 6 spaces, versus the 5 you get off of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get more range, less blind spot, and they do a ton of damage, and, you know, yeah. So he put himself in my range of my battleship, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And what may happen on the next turn is these 2 units may combine together, which, depending where they park themselves, may or may not be a super big issue, because my submarine can only go so far, so if they move, like, say, right here, they'll be out of range of both of my units, and I'll just sort of have to waste another turn with the lander and bring the submarine down and submerge it. But the rest of these, like I said, I'm going to move up north, and yeah, I don't care about this tank coming at me. And then, yeah, I don't really want to blow up too much. So we're just going to build some infantry, and we're just going to go from there. Ha ha ha! This is what I've been waiting for. So this isn't really going to make much difference. It's going to deal more damage to the medium tank if he brings his tank in. He chooses not to attack him, and as you can see, I just took damage, or two hits from 2 tanks, and it only dealt 1 total damage to me. And then he left his thing, battleship in range of my battleship. And then in addition, he left his stuff in range of the... so yeah, this is going to deal damage, but it's not going to deal a ton of damage. And in addition, this will be good. It'll be good as is. And I'm not really going to use my power right now. I don't really see any purpose in it, because whatever damage this guy chooses to do, whether to the sub, the battleship, or my lander, I'm just going to heal next turn with my power. So we're just not going to worry about using it right away. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. The game doesn't punish you for units damaged. It only, penalizes you for the units that you've lost. So, I could have all of my units at 1 health, but if none of them have died, I'll still get the perfect rank as if all of my units were completely undamaged. So, it looks like he chose to hit the, let me try something. Okay, cool. So I'm going to actually bring this down, blow him up. This is kind of nice because usually what happens is you have to submerge the submarines to avoid detection by cruisers and battleships and other submarines. How to move them around, it just keeps them safer. But when you don't have to submerge them, you save yourself a ton of fuel, which is usually the bane of submarines. Is particularly on bigger maps, you get them out so far, and then you're like, oh crap, I'm running low on. Look, he's at 30. I mean, I haven't even submerged him. He's at 38 fuel. I mean, you end up having to bring in an APC or bring him back to the port to heal up and get more fuel. So, but like I said, we're back to full health on everything except for the battleship. Cool by me. Medium tank's just gonna sit here clearly. So if I was being a turd and really wanted to, show everybody how big my wiener is, I would just start building tanks, pushing them tanks out to start blowing some shit up. But that's not the point of this mission. The point of the mission is to do what I just did. And then it looks like computer's gonna let me get some more free score. So I'm gonna pull up the battleship here, and we're just gonna do some free damage. Drop you here, capture. The reason I like to bring the APC along is I believe in the advanced campaign this is pretty much mandatory. You have to put it here and block out. Just because at this point in the advanced campaign, you use your submarine to lure the medium tanks that are hovering in this area up here to do damage and probably ultimately kill the thing. And then that'll give you enough time to sneak your infantry units in and capture the base. Because you definitely can't do a one head-to-head battle on the advanced campaign. It's just, figure out the puzzle, do it right, or go home, crying your soup. Some of the other missions that you run into later in the advanced campaign aren't nearly as bad. they, you know, they give you a lot more leeway, or you know, use your imagination to complete the mission the way, you know, you like look at the board and go, oh, okay, I can do this, this, and this to help, you know, beat this mission. Yeah, let's do as much damage. Let's do as much damage. I eventually am gonna run out of, because all three of these tank units will all move the same distance, so that's probably gonna be more or less what I'm gonna be able. Ooh, 54 damage. Plus 51 damage is enough damage. Very nice. Move you guys up. I'm gonna build some infantry again, because the more units I have, the better I look. Ooh, I look good. And then we'll just capture. I'm pretty sure I didn't lose any units there. Even the APC's okay. And then Andy's like, gee, I told you, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm bigger and stronger than big, strong Max guy. Hey, not bad, kid, not bad at all, I'm impressed. Of course, I would have finished up a bit quicker, but what did you say? Like, I did this as quickly as possible. I'm actually curious now. Could I actually beat this with Max in a shorter period of time? Would it take me less days to beat this with Max than it would with Andy? I doubt it. Max, this is hardly the mature behavior I was expecting from you. But you started it! Max! You keep this up, you're gonna have your heads handed to you. Yeah, essentially don't fight with each other when you're in enemy territory. This is perfect S rank, perfect speed, perfect power, perfect technique. First of all, I don't care. Because I don't see the number. Like, when you play... Ooh, gray steed, I'm a steed now. Ooh, I'm strong. Big, strong steed. When you play the... yeah, let me back out and I'll show you. Hey, Junior. Stop calling me Junior! You're just a regular fireball, ain't ya? By the way, how's Big Maxie getting along? Hey, Maxie. Right! In the Blue Moon Army? Yep, things happen, you know. Blue Moon helped me out of some trouble, and I always paid my debt. I don't know what that is. It's some background, hidden lore. It just might be an excuse. You know, like, hey, I want to get out of Orange Star because my friend is... I don't like to use the word because it's so thrown around, so... I don't want to say politicalized, but it's just like, yeah, that guy's a cook. What a fucking cook. That guy's a cook. Like, okay. I remember in high school we learned, because we were doing, I don't remember what Shakespeare. It was probably Romeo and Juliet, though it could have been either Hamlet or Macbeth, because we did read all of those at the high school level. The hey, what does the words on the paper say? Not like a greater meaning. What does it mean historically? You know, stuff that you might talk about at like a higher level or whatever. It's just like, oh, this is the greatest love story ever. Romeo and Juliet. There'll never be a greater, more deep, more true love story. But getting to the point, the word that I remember sort of being taken aback from was the word cur, which is one of those words that not really in the English language. You know what I mean? You have, you know, like a female equivalent of "you're a bitch," you know, and that gets thrown around quite a bit. But the, you know, male dog, a cur. I think you'd be laughed off the playground if you started throwing cur, you know, at the bully. You're such a cur! But cuckolding has definitely come back in the last, I don't know, 5-6 years, internet culture and that. But I forgot what I was saying now. But that's neither here nor there, big feller. You must be getting old if they sent you in to test Junior here. What? Why, you... I tell you what. Why don't I lend you a hand testing him out? You boys survive the next 5 days and you'll know what he's made of. Think you can take me, old dog? Bring it on, boys. So, they don't give you an option to select Andy in this mission, so you're forced to select Max, like I mentioned earlier. But, this is one of those missions that's kind of straightforward. You just... There's literally a single unit that you have to kill to win this mission. But getting to that single infantry unit is the entire challenge of this mission. And then, like I said, I was going to back out and show you something else here. So, oh, it's not going to let me back out. Okay, so whatever. We're just going to go on this mission. And then I'm going to quit out because you're not telling me what to do, game. You're not going to tell me what to do. You ain't my mom. That later. And go to options, we're gonna exit the map. In order in the menu. Okay, so yep, it's war room. So if you go to the war room, you can see here on this first war room map called Span Island. I used Sammy and got a S rank. But it wasn't a perfect S rank. A perfect S rank in this game is 999 points. So I believe I was a little slow at getting there with Sammy on my playthrough to get this S rank. So if I wanted to play it again, try and get the perfect 999 score, I could do that. And that's where a lot of the replay value in Advance Wars 1 is first of all, you saw when in the campaign, you know, once you make a decision of using either Andy or Max at that split, you're forced to continue forward with that. So in order to play Max's level, Max's version of that level that I just passed by, you have to come back all the way around or start a new file. And then, you know, do the first couple Andy missions, the first 3 Andy missions again, and then select the Max mission. So, you know, you can get through, particularly if you don't care about getting S ranks the first time through, you know, you can end up playing this numerous times, the campaign that is, numerous times, just try to get enough S ranks, because essentially you have an Andy route that you take, you have to S rank all of those, and then you take the Max route and S rank all of those, and then you have to take the Sammy route and Max, or, you know, S rank all of those. But what's kind of nice is once you, kind of nice, kind of not, is those first 3 Andy missions are required regardless, so you end up running into them a lot. So the blessing, if you didn't do well on the first 3 missions, like I had trouble with the first two Andy missions, but you know, once you start getting past those first 3 missions, you know, you kind of, if you care about the S rank, you kind of want to make sure that you're doing perfectly on subsequent playthroughs with, okay, and field training is the, I forgot to mention this. I originally said that you skip the tutorial. You can't unlock the campaign until you've done the tutorial. And as far as I know, the field training, the best you can do is get an A, and then the special intel one you don't get any ranking on, because she just sort of stops the battle after she's done explaining stuff. So, let's do that. We'll stop the recording here, and I will do all the field training missions in a separate video.